I sit here behind an empty blog post screen on a very unupdated website in the most expensive, smallest low-end hotel I've ever stayed at in my life. My body feels like I've been playing multiple times a day in hot, humid parking lots and driving all night in the most unreliable vehicle anyone could dream of driving. The stress level is so high that it is virtually unmanageable, almost 5,000 miles down looking at, potentially, another 10,000 in front of us. Chances are we will be adding more time onto this tour and playing in the Ozfest parking lots, which will land us back on the northeast coast a few weeks later, following up with the most insane surreal East Coast tour any band could ever dream of doing. Yes, I'm talking about dedication. What we are doing here is not for the weak-hearted, it is not for financial gain, or to gain new fans. In fact, I could not even put my finger on why we are doing this, but I can put my whole fucking hand on it, because there is no way a finger can hold down what is going on right now. Shit is out of control, and every day is different and crazier than the last. I will individually go through and finish the story between Albuquerque and Virginia Beach, but until then I'll give you all a rundown on how an average day has been going for us on this music adventure. It is a lot different than it was at the beginning of the tour, when the only bands we knew were Had a Breed and 3 Inches of Blood, and we did not know for sure if we were going to be fined/arrested/escorted out. Having laminates and being a part of this tour has taken out all the stress of that, which is both a positive and negative thing. For those of you who have seen us live know that adrenaline is prevalent in our set, so now that we have lost the adrenaline of breaking the lock, we can pour even more into our live set, combine that with 110-degree heat and 95% humidity, and everyday Dano and I are pushing ourselves to the edge of heat exhaustion every time that door opens. Our goal is to be at the venue by 10 a.m., park in the back area, where they are getting the Jagermeister and Silverster stages set up. We meet up with the head of security, and are lined out on exactly where, and when we can play throughout the day. At this point we also say what's up to everyone, and let them know that we made it one more day, which is always relieving, because they are happy that we made it there safely, and without vehicle breakdowns. Everyone on this tour is like one giant family, everyone looks out for each other, and they all know that what we are driving is duct taped and zip-tied together, so every day upon arrival is like making it to the end of the Paris-Dakar rally. The only thing that is missing is a giant sign that says finish line. Then we walk around and see if anyone needs any help, because we don't have any merch booth to deal with or any signings to do. We have a lot of extra time. Around 12, we drive around to the front of the pavilion, where the line enters the front doors. Since lines usually wrap around and go all directions, there are usually 1,000 to 2,000 people that are actually able to see the front of the stage, and depending on the time usually another 2,000 to 3,000 people that are able to hear the music. That find out about what's going on up by the front gates via the telephone game. You know that game where the person in front of them tells the person behind them, etc. Usually we will only play for about a half hour, we have to be done when the doors open, and the line really doesn't start forming until 30 minutes before the doors open. Seeing and hearing people's reactions to this is truly amazing, especially when we tell them we are from Eugene, Oregon and we started following the tour around without permission. It's like the ultimate dream of any band, and we're living it. They all support us, and most of the time pay $20 for shirts not wanting any change back. They know what we are doing is fucking crazy, fucking cool, and fucking expensive. I know this is getting old, but thank you to all that support this, you rock. About 30 minutes after we're done raging, which is about when we land from the adrenaline and heat rush that just occurred, we drive around back and park by the buses, because that is where our next show will take place later in the day. By now, the first band is done raging, or I guess I should say second band, since we are truly the openers, playing before the doors open. We grab a bunch of flyers and go out in the crowd to let people know about the I Love Vagina and Roadrunner tent signings for Jamie and Randy. In this process we also come across everyone that saw us out front and explain to them the story about the mobile stage, which I never get tired of doing. By now it is the hottest point in the day. Shadows Fall is about to start, so we head over to the back to get some ice cold canned water and maybe lay underneath the semi-truck trailer for 5 minutes to try and find a cool breezy area before watching our second favorite band on the tour. Actually at this point I can't even really say favorites because 3 Inches of Blood, Chimera, Winds of Plague, in this moment, Ariu, Norma Jean, any and all crew and roadies either working with the bands or running the Jagermeister and Silver Star stages are all at the same point with us, which is the label family. We would do anything for all of these people. Around 7 p.m. the parking lot bands are all done, and the stages are being folded up. This is where the Jaeger and beer comes out, and the real partying begins. This is also where I'm so fucking hot and sweaty, and trying to stay hydrated that I cannot understand how anyone could drink anything but water, but then again I'm not really a drinker anymore. Everyone is asking us when we're going to rage it, and we usually respond with sometime between Rob Zombie and Korn. We actually got in trouble the other night for playing too late, so we are now under the rules that we will not play after Korn is finished, because almost every city has a noise curfew. It's all good, and we do not care at all, because now that we are kind of a part of this, we cannot break all the rules anymore. It is very hard, though, when bands you grew up listening to are begging you to rage it at 1 in the morning and you know you can't do it that late. Even though we told ourselves we would leave before the main stage bands even started most of the days, because the drives are so long and grueling, we are always there until bus call, following the buses down the freeway, until I stop at a truck stop and catch 2 to 3 hours of sleep. This also gives the van time to cool down and mellow out if it is acting up. It is essentially an all-night drive straight to the venue the next day, 500 miles a day, overnight, to the next show. I have gotten used to the whole 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night. I always tell myself I'll sleep during the day the next day, but there is no way at all that can happen. Try sleeping while listening to Chimera play 50 feet away from where you're at sometime. You just can't do it, you have to go out and rage it. So this covers an average day in the life of the music adventure. We are taking 2 days off of Mayhem, because the tour is going up to Michigan and Pennsylvania, then back down to Virginia. So we're getting caught back up on sleep, air conditioning, internet, as well as getting the van checked up on. Also, we are kind of trying to not do the long all-night drives on no sleep anymore. Next year we're going to have a driver/mechanic, because it is the safe thing to do. What do you mean next year? What is next year? I'll let you know this. The music adventure stage is a prototype, typical Athiarchists style. We are always thinking about the next thing. It's how we got as far as we have on this. You always have to be thinking about the next thing, while doing your current thing is second nature. Can't wait to get back to Mayhem in Bristol on Sunday. Our batteries are going to be recharged and it's going to rage.